This sounds odd, but I know it's real because it's very prominent in my head and it's pinging really loud. I mean, I know it's like my radar, and it sounds sort of silly to say like that, but I just want to let you know that this is actually a fact. And whether people believe me or not, that's fine. But has anyone ever noticed why there's new bug species all the time? Well, there are situations in the Earth plane where, well, the Earth plane is where everything's happening. I think all the other things are manifesting according to their desires. Like right now, Mars is whatever everything outside the Earth plane is projecting onto Mars. Since we're on the Earth plane, we don't think there's anything there. When we go there, we feel energies and there's stuff. There's a whole big thing going on Mars right now, but we can't see any of it because we don't believe that there's anything on Mars. That's how deep it goes. But when it comes to like bugs and stuff like that, there are entities and energy beings that are in the astral, that are in the imaginary planes, that are in the cubic planes, that are in the shapy and there's all kinds of different dimensions that are in those dimensions. And when people astral travel or dream or have nightmares or anything like that, say they picture bugs, and even they don't even have to be sleeping to do this, because some people just say like bacteria on your body. You think, have you ever looked in a microscope and saw how bacteria look? Some of them look like really strange bugs and insects and creatures, and that's because they're small little things that people refer to as their little creepy crawlies. So they can end up looking like whatever they want, whatever they would depict a bug being. So they would take in the astral. This is like in the astral imaginal realm. So then they show up there, and when people have dreams and nightmares and astral projections and they see bugs or they see whatever, like that bug puts a little belief system in the subconscious mind of the person who's astral traveling, that whatever kind of thing. And as time goes on, different combinations of the way animals and bugs look they can actually become real in the physical plane by starting in the astral plane instead of like the thought plane where people are trying to come up with new inventions. It's like the imaginary plane where people think about, oh man, I wonder what that would look like. And like creepy crawlies on your skin, and say a little kid hears someone say there's little creepy crawlies on your skin, they picture it, dust mites. And why do dust mites look like that? Because people picture them as little creepy crawly things crawling on them. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but it's accurate. It's 100% accurate. Tapeworms. Why do they look like tapeworms? Because you picture it to be that way, so they could crawl up and down through your body and eat the food that you eat. And, it's somebody's idea. But I wish there was this little thing inside me that eats away at the food that I eat. And they did it with their mind and created it. And then, because they somehow proved that they did it, or they died and had an autopsy, or somehow proved that they did it, over time, that being had been created in a person's body. It was easier to do because it wasn't seen. You can create things that aren't seen easier. Like I could say right now, there's a dimension of lollipops. We call it the love lollipop world. I'm making it something nice because right now, basically the idea of it has started. Boop. If someone hears this and meditates on the love lollipop world, they might, with their imagination, go somewhere that says love lollipop world. Okay. And then they go there in their imagination over and over and over and over, and it starts getting real to them. They tell somebody, go to the Love Lollipop world, I'll meet you there in astral travel. And both people start doing it. People start believing in it, talking about it to other people, putting a Facebook page up about it. People start meeting there astrally. And then that Love Lollipop world, like say 1 billion people do it and believe in it, all of a sudden a new star or a new space formation will pop up in space, and NASA people will be like, whoa, because somebody came up with a new idea for a movie or a new whatever, or a new this or a new that. And when things get smaller in space, it's because we're using so much energy to create physical things that it's got to take energy from there to bring it here. So when there's falling stars and natural disasters, it's because it's sucking a lot of the energy to refill the resources to keep us supplied. We'll never run out of things to keep us supplied, because there are people that believe that we'll run out of things and we're destroying the earth, and there's people that believe that we can save it and there's always enough. So the more people believe in abundance, the more stuff will just start growing. The more stuff will be plentiful. Like if you think about it, they say that they keep cutting down trees over and over and over and over and over. Well, if they did that, we know how long it takes for a tree to grow. Why is it that we still have stuff? I'm not saying feel free to cut down all the trees, but I'm saying that abundance is real when you believe in it. And if everyone believed in abundance and also took action to make it so in this physical form, it can happen faster when we make it so with action. But it can also happen if we wanted to cut down all the trees, we can mentally believe that it'll all grow back. And if we all did it, it would grow back faster. If we all believe that it would grow back instantly, it would grow back instantly. But then we get scared because then we know that we control it, and we'd be able to use our imagination to make trees come to life to attack other people. So there's reasons that you don't teach these things to people by using their mind and their belief, because the wrong person will focus and focus and focus and learn something horrible, like they could become Poison Ivy from Batman. Stuff like that is possible. Nothing is impossible, but it just hasn't happened in the physical world yet. Those kind of things are powers that people have in their dreams. There's some people who have powers in their dreams. You know, Nightmare on Elm Street, that thing is sort of true, too. People can't have nightmares in their dreams and bring it here if they believe it so. I know that sounds crazy, but you can. But it takes a lot of power, and you'll be usually tired and you're a sick person if those kind of things happen, because your mind isn't 100% in the physical. It's somewhere else. So it's actually taking a lot away from your cells in your body, because your actual whole astral being isn't here, because you're so spread out. Basically your light is fading, kind of thing. But I mean, I just said all that without even thinking about it. Something told me to talk about bugs, and I picked up my phone and I said all that. So I don't even know what I said there, but I know that it's 100% factual, because I felt the radar before I said it. So I want to listen to that. And when you hear this, some of these things are really crazy and hard to believe about whatever they are, bugs and astral travels and fading away and da-da-da-da, but those are all true. They're all true, because they're coming through me, and I don't even know. I don't even know these things, and I'm not thinking about them. Sometimes I try to think of a certain thing and try to think of a certain thing to get an answer, and I don't get an answer. All of a sudden I'm driving along and something's like, talk about bugs, talk about dirt, talk about cowboys. You know what I mean? It just, boom, it pops up when it pops up, because that's the vibration that I'm picking up at that moment. That either had something more to do with a cowboy then, something that had more to do with an element of something. Every thought you have is an element of something going in your head. Just like think about when you smell a fart, basically it's a particle of somebody's poop. It's gross, I know. But every thought you have is a particle of either someone else's, some other entities, some other energies, some other plants, some other animals' source of thought. It may not be a thought, because we picture people's thoughts as like, wonder what we'll have for dinner tonight. But that's not a thought. Exactly. That's a human brain interpreted thought. There's thoughts out there that make animals feel scared, that want to bite you, because that's actually a instinct that's more powerful than a normal thought that we have, because they can read vibrations and sensations a lot better. Not saying that they're perfect at it, because they're not. Anyway, I talked a little too long. I got to get a nap. I love you guys. Peace.